G'day there. I just want to take you for a little spin through the Greek Peltasts Javelin Men and Slingers set from Victrix. So these are one of the older sets, and I've never got them before. 56 guys in a pack is pretty good. I used to do them in a box, and I was kind of hoping that I would get a box, but sadly those days are over. It's all in plastic bags, so let's get them open. There are, I think it's 8 slingers, and all the rest are the Javelin men. Let's see where they are. So they've got the big sprues of all the Javelin men, and here we go, some slinger sprues. There's 4, there's another 2, yeah, so 8 slingers. Let's have a look at them first. Let me zoom this down a bit so we can see them a bit more closely. And as you see, I've got some one little set at least of the shield transfers to see how well they go. They're very detailed and very ornate images that are pretty much impossible to paint to that degree of detail. And you'll see they're pre-punched, so that now Victrix are offering the pre-punched ones, slightly more expensive, but given how tricky sometimes they are to get them accurately done, I think it's a good option, and I'll certainly be getting them in the future. Okay, so slingers. So there's only 2 guys here, 2 bodies, and this one's already got its both arms on, which is a bit annoying because that reduces the flexibility of the whole thing. However, you've got lots of different heads, well, 4 different heads, but obviously you can use any of the other heads from this set or other Victrix sets to increase the versatility. And then you've got 2 different arms for this guy, and obviously you can angle them slightly differently. So I'm going to experiment actually chopping this arm off and doing them in slightly different ways. And the other thing I might experiment with is using some of the main sprue as slingers. I can't see why you couldn't do that, even if you have to cut off these at the wrist and just attach them to there, or you could just probably easily cut off their shoulder and attach with the entire arm. I think that's going to work fine, so I'm going to make more than the 8 that you're supposed to. So yeah, just going through them a bit more detail. We got 4 heads without hats on, and these tiny little buckler shields, and the 2 sling arms. Quite solid looking guys, nice calves. So yeah, they're cool. I'll be interested to see how my kit bashed ones look compared to the proper ones. So let's go to the main sprue now. So 8 different bodies here. Now if you've got the unarmoured hoplites from Victrix before, you'll see that the bodies are exactly the same, which is again a slight detraction. Would have been nice to have some more unique bodies. And some of the poses like these, they look a bit funny really, I think, if you're imagining they're actually throwing javelins. But anyway, it's a minor detraction. Stacks of different helmets, some nice crests to put on. You've got the usual horn if you want it, and then we got some unhelmeted heads here, and one with a hat with a bald head. Would be nice to have more of those hats too. Quite common in the lower class ancient Greeks to have such hats. Anyway, stacks of small javelins, and then some of these quite large spears as well. So they're going to be great, really versatile. I'm going to use some of them for Greeks. I'm going to use some of them for Illyrians, which I'm working on a bit at the moment. So I'll put a few together, usual story, and show you how they look and then how they end up once they're all painted up. So I'll see you quite shortly. Okay, hi again, here they are. I have gone to town a little bit with the kit bashing experience this time, just to sort of push this kit and see how far I could extend its capabilities. And here's the slingers that I've done so far. So if you remember, there's 8 in the packet, but I did modify some that were intended to be peltasts or javelin men to be slingers like this guy. So I've just I've taken his arm off and turned it the other way to give that sort of realistic, really hurling the sling version. Some of them I've used slightly different arms. These ones with the wolf, or the sort of sheepskin, I should say, I've just made out of a bit of green stuff And then I've done a few different heads to give these funny hats for some of these guys, and a variety of different heads as well from other kits. I think that's from one of the Spanish Iberian sets, and this one's from a Persian set, but I reckon they've all come up very nicely. The one criticism I have, these tiny buckler shields, they're ridiculously small, so I've used that one only. I won't use any more of them. They just look completely silly. I can't imagine anyone would use such a tiny shield. I think it's of any use to them. Anyhow, those guys have come up well. Just looking at the guys I've done, I've actually only done one Peltast so far. I've done too much kit bashing. So there's the one and only Peltast, who I really like. He's a brilliant figure. Yeah, he's got a lot of character. Obviously, the only thing I've done there different is to add a cape out of one of the other different Victrix sets I had around, because there's no capes in this set, which is a bit of a pity. It would be nice to have a few capes chucked in there to do guys like this, but if you've got lots of other kits, you'll be laughing. And then the other ones I've done very much kit bashed and not really as intended. So these guys are sort of later day Thracians, probably mercenary troops for the Macedonian Empire, or one of the successor states. So I've used, what have I used differently? Obviously different shield, and oh yeah, one of the little sort of sticker from the Dacian set, and same with that one. And then this guy I've used, chopped him off at the legs and used some legs from one of the Phalangite sets where I had some spare ones. That would be the successor Phalangites, where they come with all these spare legs, so you can put them in trousers or just with the greaves. So I had a few that I'd chopped off the greaves and used the trousers, so I've got a few spares of them. So yeah, that's worked well. I used that the sprue goo, where you mix a bit of old sprue bits into your Tamiya extra quick cement, I think it's called, and it works brilliantly. It just sort of fills up all the gaps without you even being able to see them, and melts all the plastic together. It's perfect. And this guy I've done as a Thurio-Foroi. Obviously Victrix have recently brought out the set of Thurio-Forois, which I've done a review of, but I'd run out of bits, so I wanted another one. So one of the other Greek sets, I've used that arm, spare shield I had lying around, and yeah, I think it comes up as a pretty good, honest Thurio-Foroi as well. So yeah, excellent kit again from Victrix, very versatile. That's the best thing about them. Heaps of options for kit bashing and making what you want out of them. So I'll do the usual and put up a few still photos for your closer viewing.
Christmas means I was alone.